Hey guys, Stephanie Stanton here with mahalodotcom. You know, a lot of teenagers go through a lot of ups and downs. They have a lot of mood swings, and they tend to be a bit argumentative at times. Well, Vanessa's here with Radical Parenting to help us kind of sort through this crazy time, and also how not to argue with our teens. A lot of parents get into this habit, and it's not a good one.
Right, and teenagers especially sort of they've learned how to become, I call them teen lawyers. They get extremely adept. I mean, I've had parents say like, you can't imagine how amazingly adept my kid is at negotiating with me for bedtimes or for curfew or whatever it is. So I think the first thing is to get really clear with you and your spouse on what you think is appropriate for boundaries. And being able to walk away from arguments. And telling your teenager ahead of time when they're calm. This is the most important thing. To sit down with your teenager when they're calm, when you're not in an argument, and say, look, we've been arguing a lot. I feel like we're sort of in this weird cycle spiral going down. When I get out, get really emotional or out of control, or I feel like you're getting really out of control, I'm just letting you know I'm gonna walk away so that I can make sure that I can sort of calm down and gather my responses. That way, if you ever get into sort of that, you can see, parents always say, I can see it going into an argument, that way you can say, you know what, I respect you, let's talk about this later. That way you can always come back later and sort of regroup. That's a great first step for stopping arguments.
Yeah, parents need to remember too, like, you are the parent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do we kind of forget that sometimes?
It's really hard, especially because sometimes arguments happen because there's emotional intent that's going on. So for example, sometimes kids argue because it's sort of fun for them. And I've seen that before where they feel like arguing with their parents is a sport to see if they can win. Other times there's actually other emotional intent there. They're feeling like they're not getting enough attention, or they feel like they're vulnerable, so they argue and they lash out sort of as a defensive move. So it's really important if you're feeling like your teenager is arguing with you a lot, or you're always arguing about a certain topic, like you're always arguing about getting ready for school, or you're always arguing about homework. What is the emotional intent there? That can really help inform you on how to stop arguing about it, because you can say, look, you're lashing out at me, we're yelling. Are you just feeling defensive about something? Are you feeling sad about something? And it sort of takes them out of that yelling mode and into the, okay, I want to solve this mode.
And also, as parents, we can't forget, being a teenager is tough. They are going through those emotional mood swings. Hormones are out of control.
Yeah, and if that happens, cause some part of it's science, as you said, it's the brain, it's the hormones are raging. I say at the worst case scenario, you can always get in the habit of writing things down. So if you're a teenager, you cannot talk to them without yelling, or you can't talk about a certain topic without them yelling, you can say, look, I'm gonna write you a letter of what I need and you're gonna write me back. That way you know you can't have yelling, and you have a document of what's being said. Writing it down can really help sort of streamline things so that you're not yelling and arguing with each other all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vanessa, thank you so much. Not only great advice for our teens, but also as adults in the real world as well.
Yes, writing it down, no matter who you're arguing with, can always help make it be less emotional.
Yeah, and walk away.
Yes, yes, walk away.
All right, thanks so much. Now, if you'd like more information about any of the topics discussed, you can go ahead and click on any of the links. You can also subscribe to Mahalo Parenting, or go ahead and send us an email at requests@mahalo.com.